Have you noticed how AI news over the last 48 hours feels less like tech updates and more like power moves? Not demos, not experiments, actual decisions that change who wins, who loses, and who controls the future of business. What's happening right now isn't about chatbots being clever. It's about infrastructure, it's about influence, and it's about speed, right? Let's start with Google. Alphabet just made one of its most telling AI moves yet by acquiring Intersect Power in a deal valued around $4.75 billion. Dollars. Yes, that's billion with a B. Intersect isn't an AI company in the traditional sense. It specializes in large scale clean energy and power infrastructure. Sundar Pichai hasn't framed this as a flashy AI announcement, but the message is clear, right? AI is now an energy problem. Models don't run on ideas, they run on electricity, they run on cooling, land, and power reliability. Google isn't just trying to win the AI race with better models, it's trying to control the backbone that makes AI scalable. And that tells you something important, right? The companies that dominate AI over the next decade won't just be the ones with the smartest algorithm. Wow. Sorry about that. Won't just be the ones with the most smartest algorithms, but the ones that can operate them at scale without breaking. At the same time, OpenAI has been unusually transparent. Sam Altman recently admitted that if Google had moved faster early on, OpenAI would have been in some serious trouble. That's not just chest pounding, right? That's honesty. And it reveals how tight this race really is. OpenAI's early lead gave it momentum, but that gap is closing fast, which is why OpenAI has shifted focus towards practical enterprise level capability instead of novelty, right? Altman's recent messaging has centered around one thing: AI needs to do real work, planning, reasoning, executing multiple tasks, acting more like an employee than a tool. That's a very different future than write me a paragraph, ChatGPT, right? It's AI as an operating layer. Meanwhile, Google's counter strategy is just as aggressive but philosophically different. Sundar Pichai has been positioning Gemini not as a destination, but as something that dissolves into daily workflows: search, Gmail, Docs, Android. His framing suggests AI shouldn't feel like a separate product. It should feel inevitable, so to speak, invisible, or always there. You know what I mean? That distinction matters. One company is racing to become the brain, the other is racing to become the environment. Now let's bring Microsoft into this, right? Satya Nadella has been consistent, almost boring in his message, right? AI only matters if it saves time. Over the past couple of days, Microsoft has been spotlighting how Copilot is being used inside real companies to reduce meetings, summarize conversations, automate reports, and remove manual steps from work. Nadella isn't selling magic, he's selling productivity. And that's why Microsoft keeps winning quietly, right? And then there's NVIDIA. Jensen Huang has been reminding everyone that none of this works without compute. Demand for AI chips continues to outstrip supply, and Wang has been blunt that AI is now a physical industry, not just a software one. If you want AI at scale, you need chips, you need power, cooling, and infrastructure. That's why NVIDIA remains one of the most strategically important companies in the world right now, right? Let's talk about Meta. Mark Zuckerberg has been pushing AI deeper into social platforms, right? Not as a standalone product, but as a conversational layer inside of WhatsApp, Instagram, and Facebook. His belief is that AI will live where conversations already happen, not in dashboards, not in tools, but inside messages. That tells you where the interface war is going, right? See, AI isn't just answering questions anymore, it's participating in conversations. And that changes the expectations for how fast, how consistent, and how human responses need to be, right? Across OpenAI, Google, Microsoft, and NVIDIA, there's a shared signal emerging. AI must work in real workflows. AI must respond instantly. AI must reduce human effort. AI must scale without friction, right? This is why the conversation among entrepreneurs has shifted. People aren't asking what AI is anymore. They're asking how to actually use it without drowning in tools, tabs, and tutorials, right? For that matter. If that's where you are right now, that's normal. I was there too. Too many options, too many opinions, not enough clarity. What changed everything for me personally was finding a system that simply made AI operational instead of theoretical. I use GoHighLevel to build AI employees that answer my calls, they respond to messages, they book appointments, they handle follow up automatically. If you really, really want to get in, use AI employees in your business without trying to piece everything together yourself, there's a link in the description for a free 30-day trial, plus live coaches who walk you through setup step by step. I mean, literally everything. Now, let's move forward. Let's look at the legal side because this matters more than people think, right? A major lawsuit was filed against OpenAI, Google, Meta, XAI, Anthropic, and others alleging that copyrighted books were used to train AI models without permission. What makes this notable isn't just the list of defendants, it's who's bringing the case. Investigative journalists and authors with a history of taking on massive institutions, right? So this got some strength. This signals a shift. AI is no longer operating in a legal gray zone. Regulation and litigation are catching up, not to stop AI, but to shape how it evolves. And historically, when regulation arrives, it means that the technology is already embedded too deeply to remove. At the same time, Microsoft AI CEO Mustafa Suleyman sparked debate by suggesting that AI chatbots can help people offload emotions and mentally decompress. That comment ignited discussion about emotional reliance on AI. Are chatbots just tools or are they becoming companions, right? And if they are, what responsibilities do companies have? This matters for businesses using AI in customer facing roles. See, when AI speaks on your behalf, it represents your brand emotionally, not just functionally. Tone, consistency, and boundaries suddenly matter a whole lot more, right? So when you step back and look at the last 48 hours, a few truths become obvious. AI is no longer optional infrastructure, right? The competition is longer theoretical, right? The winners are building systems, not just models. And the biggest risk isn't that AI will replace you. The biggest risk is that competitors who implement it faster will replace your position in the market. AI doesn't eliminate ambition, it eliminates friction. It removes the busy work, right? The busy work that's been draining businesses and business owners for years now. And the people who figure out how to apply it practically will move faster, respond quicker, and scale with a whole lot less stress. If this breakdown helped you understand what's really happening in AI right now, please subscribe and share it with someone who's trying to catch up. All right? Comment any company, CEO, or AI trend you want me to break down in the next few weeks, and I'll make sure I try to get to it. And when you're ready to turn AI knowledge into real automation inside your business, please click the link in the description below and try the system that I use for free for 30 days. I promise you, if you don't like it, you can just cancel it and be on your merry way. All right, y'all.